Hey everyone, this is a video walking through a demo project that I've made. It's a chatbot interface using the Claude 3.5 Sonnet model, and it's built with React with Next.js. But the thing that this chatbot interface does is it uses custom tools to extend Claude's abilities. So with the Anthropic API, we can define custom tools that Claude can choose to use, which can be quite powerful given Claude 3.5 Sonnet's reasoning abilities and the gains in intelligence that these AI models are having at the moment. So just to demonstrate, this chatbot interface has access to the Weaviate vector database for searching for relevant notes, but also saving notes. So I can ask it a question. I can say, can you search my notes for information about me? And it's going to use the available tools to search the Weaviate vector database for relevant information, and then it's going to generate a response using that information. So we can see here that it has chosen to use the tool, and then it's passed an input to that tool. So it is searching for personal information, and then the web app executes that tool and then passes the result back to Claude in order to generate the next response. So we can see that this is the data from the Weaviate vector database. And then it's using that to be more helpful and to extend its capabilities beyond its training data, which is quite a powerful idea. So I want to quickly walk through how tool use works in with Claude. I've made a sort of a little visual visualization of how this process works. First, when we send Claude a message using the Anthropic API, we tell it what tools are actually available. So here from our API route, we send a message using the Anthropic API, and we give it an array of tools. Here, I've just made it a string, but when we're defining the tools, it's actually a JSON object describing the tool. So it's got a name, a description, and the actual shape of the input that the tool needs to be executed with. So specifically for search notes, the input is a query, which is a string. So we tell it what tools are available, and then next, Claude responds with a message, which might include a request to use a tool and the actual input with for the tool, which matches the shape of the input that we told it to use. So we can see here, Claude replies with, sure, let me use this tool. It tells us which tool to use and the input, which is blogging tips. So now inside our API route, we have this request to use the tool. So in order to use the tool, we need to execute the tool. So that's what we do next. So specifically with the search notes tool, we are interacting with the Weaviate vector database. So we're doing a hybrid search for whatever the query is. In this case, it's blogging tips. And then Weaviate is responding with those relevant notes. And then we are, I guess, adding a new message to our list of messages, which includes the tool result. And we're sending that through to the API as a new message. And then lastly, Claude can actually use that tool result to generate the next message. So Claude is responding with, here is a summary of your notes. So that tool result is now in the context of the conversation, as if we copied and pasted a bunch of information in. So I think at a broad level, I think extending the capabilities of a large language model with these custom tools is quite a powerful idea. And it's quite exciting to be able to define these little tools in quite a simple way using natural language. So we're describing the tools in a semantic way so that Claude can make decisions about whether this tool is going to help the user with the query. I think defining these tools and allowing the large language model to make the decisions about when to use them, it's quite a flexible user experience and quite it's quite powerful for the tool or the large language model to be able to mix and match different tools in order to help with the query. You sort of go from quite a simple chatbot where its capabilities are quite limited to be able to automate bigger tasks like searching the web. In this demo here, I'm using the SERPA API to search Google. So I can say, for example, in this chat, I can say, can you search the web for articles about Weaviate? And it is using the tool. So it's searching for the Weaviate vector database. And now it's generating a response using those search results. So there's the search results. And because this demo has a tool for saving notes, now we can combine web search with actually writing to our database of notes for future reference. So I can say, can you save a note about this for future reference? I am interested in learning more about Weaviate. So now it has added a note with a summary of that information that we had. So it has sort of summarized the information about Weaviate, it's added it to our database. And then if I click over to my notes list, we can see that that note is there. So now if we ask for information about vector databases, that information is now available to the chatbot. So it's quite a productive, I guess, cycle of making the most of these tools, including web search, and then making the most of the large language model's ability to reason and summarize information to be more helpful for the user. I'm pretty excited about what we could do here, and yeah, keen to hear what you think. Thank you.